up, YouTubers? So I got a cool video here today. First, I just want to say that we kind of took like a 2-week break. I was finishing up the semester for my school, and my dad had some projects at home that he had to take care of, and one of them was doing some stuff on Ryan's car. Him and Ryan have been working the past 3 weekends on it, and they filmed a bunch of stuff, so I'm going to put that together probably later today, and in the next few days you'll see it, maybe even tomorrow. So we got that video coming up, and then my dad has some Bluetooth speakers that he still has to review. Me and Ryan are going to do some more gaming stuff. I wanted to do some movie things. I'm not going to say exactly what it is, but and then maybe some other RC stuff, runs or whatever. But we still got some videos planned. But today I wanted to highlight this cool thing I found on Amazon, and the 2RC family is a big Back to the Future family. We're big fans of Back to the Future, and I was actually searching for a model, like a DeLorean diecast model, and I found one, and that's ordered, so I'll do another video on that one. But I also stumbled upon this, and it's from a company called Hatcherabilia, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but I'll put a link in the description. It's on Amazon, and basically it's replica documents from the Back to the Future series. So on the front page here, let me try to zoom in a little bit. So collection of 12 replica props from Back to the Future trilogy. Marty's torn warning letter to Doc Brown. So when Marty warns Doc that he's going to get shot in 1985, he writes him that letter, and he puts it in an envelope. So it says his torn warning letter, his original one, the Save the Clock Tower flyer, Doc Brown's DeLorean's repair instructions, the Flux Capacitor drawing, I think how you say that is Cusco, you're fired faxes. That's when, in the second one, when Marty's boss finds him doing a raw deal, and he catches him in the act, and then basically he sends a thing through his, I don't even know what it is, but a fax machine, I guess, for their time, or their prediction of what the future fax machine would be, and it says you're fired. So that's on there, and this is kind of cheesy, but it's still kind of cool. I mean, it's Marty McFly, Doc Brown's, and Biff's IDs, like their licenses, and they were made by this company in hillvalleystore.com, and I'll put a link in the description. But all this, and I'll get into what it is exactly, but all this for $15 on Amazon. So if you're a Back to the Future fan, I definitely would pick these things up. Just really cool. So let's get in there. Let me zoom out. So they got the this just standard sheet that it comes in the back. I already opened it, but it was in the back. And then this is on the front there. It's in like a little clear packaging, it's like a dust cover type deal. So the first thing is Marty's envelope to Doc, which the letter goes inside, and that's also in here. But do not open until 1985. So he slips this in Doc's jacket, and then Doc ends up finding it before he goes back in time, or back to the future. So this is just really cool. It's got the Lou's Cafe address and stuff on there. Do not open until 1985. I mean, there's really nothing else. It's just an envelope, but it's still just, it's really cool to have, these things from the movie. I mean, it's not from the movie, it's reproduced, but still just, it's really cool. So there's that. Then this, like I was saying, these are kind of cheesy, but it still adds to the, the whole package. So their driver's license, Marty's, Doc Brown's, and then Biff's. Look at that guy. And then the next one is the Flux Capacitor drawing, where Doc draws the Flux Capacitor and shows Marty. So that's really cool. that to the side. Okay, now this is the one that, this is his letter that goes in that envelope, but this is when Marty goes back to 1985, and he goes back 10 minutes early and sees Doc get shot again, and Doc shows him the letter that he tore up in 1955, but he taped it back together. So you can see there's like rips, and then the tape, and then it's obviously it has like a weathered look. It seems like it's like construction paper. That's what it seems to me. It's kind of cool still. Like I said, this is $15, but it's supposed to be like, you put it in a frame or a shadow box or something all together. But it's like, it seems to me like it's brown construction paper, and then they cut like little slits in the side and then taped it up. But there's really cool loose cafe at the top again. And then this is the one that Marty actually writes in 1955. That's brand new. Dear Dr. Brown, on the night that I go back in time at 1:30 a.m., you will be shot by terrorists. Please take whatever precautions are necessary to prevent this terrible disaster. Your friend Marty. So that's just, these are just really cool. I'm kind of geeking out a little bit, but that's awesome. And this is one of my favorite ones, because I was actually thinking about this. It's kind of funny how I stumbled upon these. I was thinking about this the other day. It would be cool, because me, Ryan, and my dad watched the first one the other day, and I was like, how cool would it be to have that? So here's the Save the Clock Tower flyer, when that lady is, hounding Marty for money to restore the clock tower. This is the flyer she gives him, and he goes, here lady, here's a quarter. Or I think that's what he says, or maybe a nickel or something. I think he says a nickel.
Exactly the way it is, as part of our history and heritage.
There you go, lady, there's a quarter.
Thank you. Don't forget to take a flyer. Right. Save the clock tower!
Where were we? Right about here.
But here's that. Hill Valley Preservation Society. And I actually didn't read what this says. You could pause it. I think it actually just goes through the whole thing. Like it's an actual, story. That's pretty cool. And then on the back, when Marty's girlfriend Jennifer, she leaves, she goes, oh, I'll be at my grandma's. Here, let me write down the number. And then on the back, she writes this. She writes her number, and then I love you, which is just, that's cool too. It's a nice little touch. So that's that one. And then this was that one I was talking about with the fax machine. So basically his boss faxes him just a ton of the same thing. Like he just faxes him. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about if you've seen it. So then as, he keeps sending him, Marty's ink gets weaker and weaker. So like as you can see now, it's weaker, and then there's nothing on this one. So that's what that is. And I think the last thing, this is the last thing. When in part 2, when Doc is flying around in the DeLorean, the time machine, it gets struck by lightning, and he goes to the year 1855, I think, or maybe it was 1885. I'd have to double check on that. I think it was 1885. And he goes to the Wild West, and then he has the, it's been a while since I've watched that one, but he has like a group deliver this to Marty. And it was in their possession for years. And this is a letter from Doc to Marty from the Wild West. So I haven't read this one either. I kind of just got this, and as you can see, the lightning bolt, it's hard to read through the camera too. Shorted out the time circuit control. This is hard to read. I don't know what that says. I don't know. I'll have to do some more reading. I'm looking through the camera too, so it's kind of hard. But that's that. So, like I said, for $15, this is really cool package. I mean, these two are probably my favorite ones, because these are just so memorable for me in the movie. Do not open until 1985. So that's just, I don't know. This is just really cool. So I'll put a link in the description for you guys if you are Back to the Future fans and you want to pick something like this up. $15, not a bad deal at all. So that'll end it for today. This video, I'm going to be working on later today and probably tomorrow. I'm going to be working on the car video that Ryan and my dad made, working on Ryan's car, and we'll just see you on the next one. I'm getting used to filming myself here. Not really used to being on camera, but I'm getting used to it. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.